Welcome to the Social Chameleon Show, where we have meaningful discussions on a wide variety of topics and ideas to bring you awareness so we can help you on your journey towards self-transformation. Show notes, book recommendations, and links to things we talk about can be found at the socialchameleon.show. Today, we're talking about the importance of sleep quality, and getting enough sleep. We're going to start this off with a article that we pulled from Google via WebMD, 10 things to hate about sleep loss.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. Like, you just wanted to talk about it. And I was like, you know what, I was like, I know certain things because I went to school, to get into the medical field. And I was like, going to sit here and like quote like medical references. And I was like, I don't know, man. I hated these books going to school. I was like, why don't we just Google it so everybody listening, they can Google, I forget what I Googled. I think
10 things to hate about sleep loss is the article.
Yeah. And it's just like, I think I put side effects of sleep loss in the Google search. And this is the first thing that popped up.
Okay.
So like,
and we'll link that in the show notes for everybody.
Yeah. We can definitely use that, but I don't know, man.
We're talking about topics to do, and, we came across sleep, and I was like, it's become like a thing. And I was like, let's talk about some sleep. Like,
so who was that one lady you were telling me about? Like something, she does TED
Ariana
Talk.
Huffington.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I guess some years ago she was one of those people like sleep when you die, like all that crap and whatever. And then she was so exhausted from lack of sleep, huh?
She was like that originally.
Yeah, she was like that originally. Like, she's like, I don't sleep. Forget this. Like a couple hours a night, maybe. Always on my email, whatever, in bed and whatever. And then one day she just passed out and smacked her head on her desk, and she's like, "Oh, this I can't live like this. This ain't happening." And ever since then, she's like a big sleep advocate. So I heard her on some podcasts. I heard this other guy, Matthew something, Matthew Walker, Why We Sleep. He's got a book out. He's like, I guess, world-renowned sleep. So I was like, this sounds like a good, fun topic,
Yeah, it's funny, dude, because I remember when we started talking about it, I was like, my son, dude, like him and his cousin, like when they were younger, they were like, he'd be like, hey, Dad, me and my cousin, we're gonna stay up all night. And I'm like, okay, whatever. We'll see what these kids got. You know what I mean? Like, I guarantee I can stay up longer than that.
Right?
So like, I'm like waiting for them to like stay up all night. Like, I go check in. I'm like, I think it was like, wasn't even that much, like 12:15, 12:30. Like, him and his cousin knocked out, passed out. And I'm like, what is up with these kids? So like, they wake up in the morning, and I was like, so Hunter, what happened? Like, what? Yeah. How come? I thought you were gonna stay up all night. He's like, yeah, Dad, we did stay up all night. He's like, because the morning was at 12 a.m. So we stayed up all night. And I'm like, all night. That's so funny, dude.
That's what I tell my son. Dad, can I stay up late tonight? I'm like, yeah, you can stay up till you fall asleep, bud.
What?
He's like, thanks, Dad. He's so excited. He's like, I can stay up till I fall asleep. I'm like, yeah, have fun with that, buddy.
That's so cute, dude. Like, because like to them, like that, it just is not. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Everybody in the house looks at me like, that's nothing.
It is to him, though.
But to him, it's like, I'm going to stay up till 10:30.
That's cool, though. I thought that was funny, dude.
Yeah. It's too cute. I mean, yeah. It's so much fun.
Yeah. Oh. But anyway, I guess getting back to the article. So the 10 things, again, this is from WebMD. We're not endorsing anything. I just pulled this straight off of a Google search, and this is one of the top articles that came up. And I was like, we could probably use this. So 10 things about sleep loss. The first one is that it causes accidents. Yeah? You don't get proper enough sleep, more accidents happen.
Yeah. And the biggest case study on that is daylight savings time. When we go back an hour, accidents, heart attacks, strokes, and all this type of stuff goes up over 20%.
You say we, but like...
Well, not we. Here in Arizona and over there in Hawaii, we don't have daylight savings, but nationwide.
Oh, nationwide.
It's just crazy. It's like... And then the opposite happens when you get an hour, then accidents and all that stuff go down.
They go what?
They go down.
Accidents go up on daylight savings.
When you lose an hour, they go up. Yeah. When you gain an hour, they go down.
And they're claiming that's because people lose an hour of sleep?
Because you're losing an hour of sleep. So you normally go to bed, let's say at 10 o'clock, and you wake up at 5, but really you're waking up at 4.
Oh.
Because you're going to bed at the same time, but while you're sleeping, the clocks change.
But don't people know when daylight savings time is?
We have since World War II.
So why don't they go to sleep at 9 if they know?
I don't know.
Why would
I
you
would.
go to sleep earlier if you know you're gonna? I don't know.
Listen, upholder. No.
Okay.
He's a questioner. I get it. It makes zero sense to me. Listen,
All right.
I'm going to lose an hour. I'm going to sleep earlier. Or if I'm going to gain an hour, I'm like, bonus.
I'm gonna stay up till I go to sleep.
Yeah.
Daylight time is switching over tomorrow. I'm gonna stay up till I go to sleep.
Till I go to sleep.
That's funny, dude. And that's I don't know. For me, you're right. I'm slowly accepting this upholder trash, but
I don't get it either.
I would be like, if I'm gonna lose an hour tonight, I'm gonna go to sleep early, and if I'm gonna gain one, I'm gonna go to sleep later. You know, I don't.
Or the same time, and then maybe you bank an hour of sleep, you know, that you weren't normally gonna get.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
So I guess so. But according to the study, I guess that's true. It does cause accidents.
Yep.
I guess it also says here that it dumbs you down. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but maybe your intellect drops a little bit.
Yeah, well, your brain doesn't have time to clean out and repair itself and solidify those memories. Some say, you know, it's equivalent to being like buzzed or even drunk.
Really? Well, I did actually read that.
Yeah.
Somebody was saying that if you're driving while you're asleep, it's worse than drinking and driving.
Being intoxicated, yeah.
I did read that.
Crazy. Tired driving is worse than drunk driving.
Yeah, and then also because I'm in the medical field nowadays, like sleep deprivation definitely causes a lot of heart problems that most people don't know about. Yep. You know, like heart disease in general. You can have like arrhythmias. You can have high blood pressure, right? Can lead to stroke, that kind of thing. Even diabetes. Like it's kind of strange how that all works out. Right? You know what I mean? Your body has to compensate one way or another, right? You're not waking up at the same time every time, getting those balanced blood sugar levels. Like your body's going to have a hard time with that.
Even what was something else I heard or read or something about when you eat like sugary stuff like that, whatever, that lowers your cortisol. So that's your body's like natural way of lowering cortisol. It wants something sweet. So it releases insulin, which lowers cortisol.
I don't know, man. Don't get too far into that. But I don't know. Because I went to school, like I know a little bit about it. I'm not a doctor, but
I wonder, you know.
I can see what you're saying.
Yeah. So if you have those elevated blood sugar levels because, you know, you're never sleeping good and your cortisol level, I don't know. That's interesting.
No, the main thing is that it does cause health problems. Right?
Yeah.
Even part of the stage sleep, you're talking about when it dumbs you down, sleep, you reset your brain, but you also repair things in your body too when you go to sleep. So having lack of it, you don't really do that kind of stuff. But other interesting facts here, it kills sex drive, you know. It's, I don't know.
Get a nap in. That's some cheap Viagra. Hold on, honey. Let me get a quick nap in.
Yeah. You said you're going to be a quick nap, but you slept till the morning.
I'll be good tonight then, honey.
But yeah, I mean, this like, you know, libido, even causes depression, like all those kinds of things.
Yeah, we don't need more things that cause depression.
Yeah, there's enough out there. But some of the other things in the article, ages your skin. I don't know if you care about that kind of stuff. For the women out there.
Beauty mode got to work a little harder.
So stupid. Maybe it's because like while they're sleeping, they put on their masks and like they can't do that if they
cucumbers.
The cucumber thing, less cucumber time. Maybe that's how it affects your skin. Either way. But sleeping can also make you forgetful. Again, related to the whole thing. Sleeping can... Wait, what? That was a good one. Huh? What?
What are we talking about?
Yeah. Weight gain, things like that. Definitely, for sure. You know, being in the health field, if we see people who snore at night and they're, you know, they have a higher body mass index, those kinds of things, we kind of suspect, you know, sleep apnea or some type of sleeping disorder in general, those kinds of things. And then Sleep can also increase your risk of death. I mean, that just basically goes back to the whole thing about having heart problems. Anytime you have heart problems or you get diabetes, that increases your mortality rate for sure.
Yeah, but even that's part of the daylight savings thing. Accidents increase.
Yeah, I guess.
Fatal accidents, tired driving.
Yeah, that's true. It does increase risk of death. You got it. Bam. Yeah. And I like this last one. It's like sleep loss impairs judgment, especially about sleep. Like it's like, I don't need sleep.
I'm fine.
I slept 4 hours for the past 5 years. Like I don't even start sleeping anymore.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's just kind of funny because, I guess the more you do it, just like the Ariana Grande thing, right?
Ariana Huffington. Yeah.
Huffington. Yeah. Like she's doing it for so long, right? And then it finally catches up with her one day.
I want to say she was in her 50s or something and it finally caught up with her.
Yeah, I guess I've now that I work in the healthcare field, I've noticed like those are the small, subtle things that like over time, like you don't notice them right away. Just like smoking, like you can smoke a cigarette and be fine, but like 20 years down the road, you keep smoking cigarettes. Like same thing, I guess, can go for sleep.
Yeah, well, I mean, and eating too. I mean, when we were young, it's like, what are you talking about? I couldn't ever get fat. I eat so much now. There's no way I could get fat.
Yeah.
And now you're like, oh, I had a donut. Like, oh, I think I'm 6 pounds heavier. Fuck.
What happened?
Yeah, like I used to eat boxes of donuts. What's going on here?
But yeah, there's a lot of people that brag though, right? About
and that's the thing. That's kind of why I want to do this. I hate that. It's like, listen, man, this ain't no trophy. Like, you ain't cool because you work 18, 25-hour days. Like, that's stupid.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
When you're young, yeah, okay, you can get away with it, but
right.
It's not something to do, and it's not something to brag about. Like, I hear all the time, like, oh, I got 4 hours of sleep last night. I'm like, that sucks, man. Well, you better fix your life because that's not cool.
This guy, you better fix your life.
You like walking around drunk? What am I thinking?
Well, some people do like walking around drunk.
Okay, there is that.
I'm just saying. But yeah, no, I mean, but there are other people though too, right? That like they can't get sleep, right? We just talked about, let's say,
that's something different.
Sleep apnea, people who got insomnia, or whatever the case might be. For some reason, medically, they can't get sleep. Yeah. But there are things out there that can help with that, though.
There are. And, there's a lot of, in that book, I didn't read the book yet. It's on my list, but I listened to the guy on several podcasts on the Why We Sleep. And he was saying that a lot of the natural remedies and different things are more effective than the ambience and those types of things, the sleep aids. So, I mean, I've heard I know of a few people I've heard of that have insomnia type things. Some even clinically like diagnosed that swear by natural remedies. Like, was it like apple cider vinegar and honey and so like water, like warmed up in a cup? Some guys are like, that puts me right out.
You drink that?
Yeah, and drink it like a little splash of apple cider vinegar, a little thing of honey, in some warm water, and just drink it, and then out like a light. I don't have problems sleeping, so I can't vouch for this stuff.
I sleep no matter what, whether I drink it.
I'll lay down right here and go to sleep. I don't have a problem. So I can't vouch for it, but I've heard a lot of people that have, like Tim Ferriss. If you guys have followed Tim Ferriss, he's like, he has a lot of sleep problems, and he's like heavy into like hacking his insomnia. And I know he's got this tea he developed with this company, Four Sigmatic. It's a sleep tea. I like their coffee. I think their mushroom coffee. They have like lion's mane mushrooms in the coffee. I really like their coffee. I've given the tea to a guy that was telling me he had sleep problems, and he told me he has had some good success with it too. I can't vouch for it though, but there's lots of things out there. Like, don't use, I have insomnia as a fucking crutch. Like, no, there's way too much research and things out there and people and solutions to.
Right. I'm not one to say that you can cure your insomnia, but I definitely think you can get a few more hours of sleep.
You can manage it. I know that. I've heard that from very many people.
Right. And we've been reading that book, 12 Rules of Life. And in that book, he even mentioned that if you have trouble sleeping or whatever the case might be, well, I don't think he mentioned it that way, but he did say that
He did say something about
waking up the same time every day is far more important than regulating your sleep. Like,
yes.
I mean, he said that getting into that rhythm of resetting the clock, waking up at the same time every day is far more important than actual, trying to get maximum hours of sleep or anything like that.
Well, yeah, there's that, because what happens is, I say like me, I wake up at 6:30 every day. So if I wake up at 6:30 today, and maybe I'm a little on the 5-6 hours of sleep because of something that happened the night before, when it comes time for me to go to sleep tonight, I'm going to be tired because I woke up at 6:30 versus saying, oh, I should sleep until 8 or 9. And then come 10, 11 o'clock tonight, I'm going to be like, well, I slept till 9, so now I'm not fucking tired. So here we go again tomorrow, so if you can get at least 5 hours of sleep to be able to wake up at your wake up time, that's ideal.
Right. And if you have insomnia or whatever, you get whatever little amount of sleep you get, however that may be, try to plan it so that you wake up at the same time. I think in that book, he also mentioned just eating high protein meals when you wake up for breakfast.
Yeah. Same thing like Tim Ferriss talks about in several of his books and a lot of things. 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking up. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, those are just kind of things. Waking up at the same time, eating protein, those will definitely help if you can't, maximize the hours of sleep. So speaking of hours of sleep, like what's normal? Because like in my youth, and even sometimes now, maybe not so much now, but in my youth, I used to sleep like 13 hours a day.
Oh wow.
That was a long time ago.
I can't do that. They say 7 to 9. They say on average females can sleep 7.5, and that's theirs. Males is 8.
Okay.
But it depends on your activity level. The day before. Like I know personally, like Mondays and Tuesdays I do acro yoga, so I do 3 hours of acro yoga.
Right on those
2 days. So my body is just awesome.
So now I guess just as a thing also for it, like, do you find that you sleep early even the day before acro yoga?
No, because I've kind of come out of that fog a little bit per se.
Oh, okay.
But Tuesday, I gotta get a nap in, because by the time I get home, it's like 10:30, and then I'll eat dinner and go to bed. It's like 11:30, and I'm up at 6:30, and my body wants a little bit more than the 7 to 8 I normally.
Okay.
Like naturally, I usually wake up naturally about my alarm, or sometimes even a little bit before my alarm. But I want a little bit more, so usually like Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I've definitely I try to get like a 45 minutes to hour nap. I feel really good after that. And then sometimes Thursdays too, I'll need a nap. Depends how hard I go on Monday, Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, naps are definitely good. I mean,
yeah. But I just can't. Those nights I can't get sleep any earlier, and I still wake up at the same time. So I'm usually like an hour down or something.
But I think that just goes back to the whole thing, right? Like you get into that rhythm. I think they call it the circadian rhythm, right?
Right.
You're waking up every day. Right. You're waking up at the same time.
Yeah.
Your body needs that stuff.
Yeah. And it's nice. You get into the habit, you get into the routine, your body gets used to it. You wake up with your alarm or slightly before your alarm or whatever, or you don't even need an alarm because you're just up. Like a lot of times in the mornings, I get up and I just turn my alarm off because it didn't wake me up. I got up before the alarm did.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. And I think the whole thing, not only about getting, the proper hours of sleep in, but like just getting quality sleep.
Yeah. And that's just as important, if not more, right?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Because I've been studying this stuff in the healthcare field now, but you do have the different stages of sleep that people go through, right? Like you got your stage 1 where you're kind of like your eyes are closed and you're just doing your thing, and then you slowly get deeper into sleep, right? Your stage 2, and then from there you get into stage 3, and then from there, after stage 3, you get into REM. So according to stuff that I've read, generally stage 3 is probably about where your body does the mechanical repair. That's like the physical repair of like your tissues and all that kind of stuff. And then when you hit to the REM sleep, like the REM sleep is kind of where you get that reboot of your computer. That's where your brain kind of resets. And
Is it in 3 or 4 is where your brain cleans itself out and solidifies memories and all that?
well, technically it would be stage 4, right? But it's not called, I guess, again, just check the literature that you're reading. The most recent stuff that I've read going through school in the past, this was 2 years ago, is it's 3 stages and then REM. So REM is like not considered stage 4, but it is technically the 4th stage.
Right.
Right.
And that's when your brain cleans itself out and makes memories and everything.
Yeah, in general, right? REM, that's where it's called, REM stands for rapid eye movement, right? Mm-hmm. That's kind of where, people are dreaming when they're in the REM state, those kinds of things. However, most people think that that's it. They think that, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then
good morning.
Done. But that's not true. Like, to get a good sleep cycle in, you have to hit all the stages in order. And then you have to go back again to stay. After REM is complete, you go back into stage 1, right? And then you build up again. And then you go back into stage 1 and you build up again. Like, those kinds of cycles are actually healthy for you.
And that's when it goes through all night long. You go through all of them.
Yeah, exactly. All night long. You're going to go up and down, stuff like that. Which is kind of, in fact, I think I have an app here.
You have a sleep tracking thing, huh?
I haven't used it recently. I think I was looking for it the other night and I couldn't find it, but it's interesting. Again, I'm not trying to promote Jawbone products of any kind, but this is just like up is what I've used forever. So this data is actually, no matter what phone I've had, no matter what up band I've had, it just tracks it over the years. It's kind of cool.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So you have like a long running log of years of sleep?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about years. I'm looking at 850 days ago. That's kind of cool.
Well, that's more than a year.
Well, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm sure if I look further enough here, I'll have
365 is a year.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of cool. Like, that wasn't even the device that I'm using now, and it wasn't even the phone that I had now.
That's nice because you can track your patterns over time and seeing.
Right, but I mean, this isn't the only one. They have different ones out there. Like Fitbit has one.
Yeah, I hear people are saying in the sleep field they don't like the Fitbits and stuff because of the I think it's a green or a blue light that emits under the watch. I would look into more of that, but I like the I seen this called the Aura Ring. Kevin Rose, he's a friend of Tim. He's like a tech investor stuff. He's really on it. I really like to get one. It looks really cool. It's just a ring you wear. It's got like some little sensors on it. Like, I really would like to get that one. That one's pretty cool.
Nice. I mean, I'm going to look into that. I mean, technically I got this right here. So anyway, I guess I'm going to try to hold this up. Sorry if you watch, it's kind of like impromptu. So anyway, as you can see, you have the light blue.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. Yep.
But as you can see, like, as you go across time, right, I'm going in and out. So like, I go from stage 1 and 2, then I hit 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, like, I'm going in and out throughout the cycles. Like, I can't see my finger.
And the light blue is what too?
I don't necessarily know. I can't see because it doesn't have like the full montage of everything. But in general, it's like deep sleep and then they have light sleep. So as you can see, I have 3 hours of light sleep and then I got 5 hours of 5 hours of light sleep, 3 hours of deep sleep, but they're not all in the same block.
Yeah.
Right. I go from light to dark, light to heavy, light to heavy, light to heavy. That's a good sleep cycle.
I'd
say.
Yeah, I see that.
It's not all like, and I think maybe I'll have one, hopefully maybe around New Year's, maybe. But you'll see like poor sleep cycles.
Couple of too many drinks there.
It might be recovery from those drinks. I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, this was 850 days ago. I don't even know like what I was doing. Who knows? No idea. It's kind of interesting. But that's the other thing too, though, is like some people take nightcaps, right? Or some people, take some type of pill form or whatever to go to sleep. And I don't know. In my opinion, that's not. Oh, here's a good one. And I only got 5 hours. Okay.
Nice.
So you notice how the first one, right? And then you look at this one. So if you look at the stats, I got 2.5 hours of deep sleep, right?
Yeah.
And I got 3 hours of light sleep. So the ratio seems good, right? Like,
right.
I mean, this ratio seems a lot better than the previous one.
Yeah.
If you can take a look at the cycles, like the cycles aren't good. Like basically I only hit 4 REM cycles.
Right.
And that's it.
Wow.
That's all I got. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so quality wasn't good, even though the quantity was okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, even the quantity in this one too is like that's not even 7 hours. It's like 5 hours, whatever time.
Just out of 5, 6, yeah.
But I'm just saying though, like I only had 4 REM cycles.
Yeah.
Because the other one, I think I had double that. You know what I mean? Like I kept
You had probably 15 of them.
in and out, that kind of stuff. So I don't know. To me, this is like if you consume alcohol or whatever, take nightcaps.
Yeah.
This is basically what you're getting. You got this long block of REM, but it's not the proper cycle that you're supposed to go through.
Right. Yeah. Passing out versus going to sleep aren't the same thing.
Right. So like as you can see, like this dark line here, this fat one.
Yeah.
With the effect of the nightcap, right? And then as the time goes on, it runs off, and now I'm starting to hit those cycles towards the end
more frequently. Yeah,
more frequently. So it just depends, For me, sleep quality is like you want to hit those cycles often than not, kind of thing.
Yeah, well, that's your body's chance to repair and rejuvenate and clean out your brain and all those things, right? You need to kind of go in and out of those cycles.
Yeah, for sure, definitely, for sure. But it goes. But then weren't you telling me that there's people that have genes that
there? Yeah,
I
can't remember if it was like 1 or 3% of the world's population. They have like this certain gene where they only need a few hours of sleep, and their body is mutated or whatever, adapted to be able to live like how we do, but with significantly less sleep. I think Tony Robbins and I think Gary Vaynerchuk are some of those people that are famous. That
I was just about to say, dude. I was like, talking about this sounds like Gary V's. Like, I work 16 hours a day. Like, dude, like what do you do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
But we got to understand that, like, we see these people doing and we don't understand is like they're genetically okay to do that.
To do it, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you gotta look at the thing from an objective view. Like, okay, I am not these guys, and also you gotta understand too. Someone like, especially like Tony Robbins, like he travels with like cold plunges and cryo chambers, or he's very close to one, and he's he travels with this team of people. Every house he owns and stuff, from what I understand of him, he's got cold plunges there. He's got cryo chambers there. And he's got all these things to help him be at
manage that, right?
Even if he's only gotten 1 or 2 hours sleep or no sleep, he's got these things he does. And just, blessed by his wealth, he can, function well because he's got the wealth to have these things and access to these types of things that many of us
I'm a big fan of know yourself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
If you don't have that gene, then you're just like the rest of us. You need your 7 to 9 hours of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
That sleep should not only be quantitative, but should also have quality invoked in it.
Yeah. And don't think, I only get 5 hours of sleep, I'm great, I have that gene. No. Just because you've gotten used to having 4 or 5 hours of sleep doesn't mean your body's adaptive to that lifestyle.
Yeah. I mean, for sure, like you got to think about things like, sure, you may be doing more with your active time, but are you at your peak performance? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, are you forgetting things during the day that you shouldn't, right? Like, are you going on autopilot? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're driving somewhere and it's like, why am I at the store now? It's like, because your brain just went on autopilot. Like,
right.
You need a nap. Like, you know what I mean? And that's how I think naps are good,
You know what? I got to get on board with that. I used to think naps are for pussies and they ain't for me. And if you're napping, you ain't doing shit right. But boy, has my mind been changed. And when I start to feel that, with me about 4 or 5 o'clock, like either at 4 or at 5 o'clock, it just depends on the day. I'm at my desk and suddenly I'm like, whoa, all right, nap time. And I'll go, I got a chair right here in the loft area, kind of adjacent to my office here, space here. And I just hit that chair and I'll try and get a 20 or depending on if I can get into 45 or 60-minute nap. Yeah. And I'm okay with that. I don't feel guilty for that anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing though about naps though. I think, just knowing the stages of sleep and how they act, like you either want to take like a really short nap so that you want to go through like one cycle or, you know what I mean? Like you either hit 1 and 2 and just kind of get that nap out of the way, or you just want to go complete your first REM cycle and then like wake up. 20 or 30 minutes is good with that. Otherwise, any longer than that, when, once you start those cycles all over again, you're going to have to go through it again. So,
and they say 90-minute max, right? For the naps.
I'm a firm believer, do the 20 to 30.
Yeah.
If that's all you got time for, do it. Don't do like a 45, because you're just doing yourself some harm. You're going to pass the first REM, and then you're going to start 1 and 2, and then you're going to wake up when you should be in your third and, your stage 3 in your REM, and that's just going to mess you up.
That's the worst, when you wake up and you have a headache and you're like,
yeah. So I would say either 20 to 30 minutes or do the 90-minute for sure.
I like to do
the in between.
Either like a 15 to 20 or a 60. One of those two.
60 is good, right? Like
if I go over 60, I'm just weirded out.
Those are good numbers. 15 to 20 or 60 to 90. Those are all good. Those are all good things. But anything in between that, you may wake up in like when you're supposed to hit the third stage or when you're supposed to hit REM. Yeah. If you're waking up during those, then I think you might be doing more damage than good. But each their own.
Some things to research and experiment with.
Yeah, and I even think like for those people who can't sleep or get quality of sleep, mentioning Tim Ferriss, he talks about it in his book 4 Hour Body, that you have to stay up for a 24, 48-hour period without sleep. Like the best way to do that, go strong for like 3-4 hours. At the end of that, take like a 20 to 30-minute nap.
Right.
Then after that, go again 3-4 hours, take like a 20 to 30-minute nap. And he said that will tide you over. That will sustain you, during that. Again, don't try to live life like this. Again, these are just things that in the event you have insomnia, in the event that you have some type of disability that prevents you from sleeping, or if you're an upholder like me and you just got too many dang things to do, that's probably going to be the way to do it for sure.
Right. That's a good idea. Check that out in the 4 Hour Body, you said?
Yeah. 4 Hour Body. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll link to that. And I wonder if he's got something on a blog post or something on the site. I'll look for it.
I'm pretty sure he does.
I'll link to those things in the show notes.
Yeah. So then from there, just other things too is like, myths about it. Like you can catch up with sleep like that. No way.
Nope.
That don't happen. You know what I mean? You miss out on time to repair your body. Like you miss that time out.
It's gone.
It's out there. You definitely will need more sleep the next day, but it's not like if you stay up for a 24-hour period, you can get 16 hours of sleep. It's not the same thing.
Right.
Definitely not.
One 16-hour session doesn't equal 2 8-hour sessions. Yeah.
Right.
And I think too, if you do have a gap in there, go to sleep earlier. Don't sleep in. Right.
Because, again, waking up at the same time is far more important than getting 7 hours for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. So I don't know. What was this thing that you were talking about? Like if you had the Fitbit or the thing like the blue light or something like that, green light.
Yeah. So any
blue light only.
Well, because it mimics the sun. So the sun gives off that blue spectrum of light. So blue light.
Like a green flash? Is that? No, I'm being facetious.
That's sunset. That's for you. The green flash is for you and your girlfriend to hang out on the beach.
Which you may never see, but anyway.
I lived in Hawaii my whole life. I never seen that thing at all. So, no, but having the blue light, your brain thinks the sun's out. So you got to think like our cell phones and our laptops. Most people, they have their brightness so bright. It's like was it like 5,000 lumens or something or whatever it is? That's the same brightness as the sun. So you're staying at your laptop. But you never look at the sun, but you have that laptop in your face. A lot of times people are in their bedrooms or in the living rooms and the lights are down or off. And that's just your brain's just like, the sun's out. We're not going to make melatonin and all these things to help you fall asleep. So when you have like this, your alarm clock, it's got a blue or a green light. Most alarm clocks that color, that light's just shining on your body, getting on your skin, and your skin's picking that up. Like, is the sun rising? Like, what is that? So you got to be careful with those lights in your living rooms and whatever, in your bedrooms and laptops, cell phones, and all that stuff.
Yeah, I definitely heard that stuff about blue light. Like, even when your TV is like, you press the power button, turn off your TV, like that off screen, it may look black, but it's still like emitting like a certain amount of light. Like,
depends what type of TV you have. Like sometimes the LEDs or whatever, they make a color black versus being off.
Correct.
So there's
yeah.
Depends on your, I think, like I have a plasma TV, so the plasma just shuts off. But like, I want to say OLED TVs maybe or something like that. The LED actually turns off to make black versus mixing colors to make black. So you got to be careful with that. But also, you shouldn't have a TV in your bedroom. Bedroom's for sleeping, not watching TV.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that do though. And I mean, just in general, right? They say like electronic devices in the bedroom is bad. We're not talking about those kind of devices, but you know.
This is a family show, Mr. Ransom.
This guy. Oh goodness.
But even like when I go to bed, my phone goes into airplane mode.
Right.
So it's not picking up Wi-Fi. It's not picking up stuff. There's nothing in my bedroom. Electronics, there's no TVs. There's nothing in there. There's a smoke alarm in my room. It has a green light. So I have like black electrical tape covering that green light so nothing comes off. They even have like little stickers you can buy, like blackout stickers for like different things. If you have in your room that have like a little glowing blue light or green light or whatever that's on. Like red is fine. If you have red light, that's fine. Like before, if I'm laying in bed and I'm reading or something like that, I have my lamp outside of my bed. It's got a red light bulb in it. So it's a really bright light, but it's red. So it's not keeping me awake and keeping my brain up saying that the sun must be out.
Yeah. So like, these are just things that, you know, that I guess what you're trying to say is like, before you go to sleep, like try to dim the lights, try to, you know, get either ambient noise or something that's rather soothing, not, you know, rush hour traffic or something that's nature. I mean, whatever, right?
Just ask Apple or Google to play you some sounds of nature.
Oh no, dude! Some of those are pretty good, dude.
They're
like,
good.
Ocean sounds, like rains. Yeah, some of them.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, Google, play some ocean sounds.
Yeah, dude, and it's like, you know, it'll be out there. Is it playing?
Yeah. Hey, Google.
This is the sound of the ocean. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
This is the sound of the ocean. Yeah, but those are good.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. So I guess just like creating a proper environment to help you sleep.
Yeah. Also, you know, watch what you're drinking too. Caffeinated beverages, you know, they have a half-life of, you know, 12 hours. You know, some people like me, I'll drink an espresso and then I'll lay on the floor and I'll pass out. That doesn't mean I'm going to get quality of sleep. I could get quantity, but I'm not going to get a good quality of sleep.
Yeah, because remember, like we talked about, I showed that one earlier, right, where your REM cycle, you don't get that many REM cycles during your sleep. Like that's, So be careful, like, you know, think, you know, and it's the thing you gotta. So if goes back to the key of waking up at the same time. If you know I'm gonna get up at 6:30, and caffeine's got a half-life of 12 hours, so I need to, you know what I mean, and I'm gonna go to bed at this time, so you can start working these numbers back, saying, okay, 10 o'clock is the last time I can have a cup of coffee, or a tea, a caffeinated tea, or God forbid if you drink soda or something like that or whatever, you know? Yeah.
So you got to just work those numbers back. So if you have that morning baseline, it's easy for you to work these things back into your schedule and make your life easier.
And I guess this can work too. Like if you work grave shifts or something like this is opposite, right? Like you wake up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, like same thing. Like get your cup of coffee in within the first 6 hours. So that way, by the time you get home, the caffeine's wearing off and you go to sleep, and it's not going to mess with your natural chemicals, you know, that you have that help you go to sleep.
Yeah. Like my wife, she works grave shifts. So, you know, same thing, like, you know, our room is blacked out and all that stuff. So she can, you know, she can sleep, and she knows, and she's caffeine sensitive. So even just a little bit of caffeine, it keeps her up for hours and hours. She can't sleep. Like I had 2 cups of coffee this morning instead of 1. I can't sleep 18 hours later.
Yeah, that's true, right? Because that's the
versus me. I'm like, espresso, good night. You know? So
know yourself.
Yeah, know your body, and you know, don't be ashamed. Don't think you gotta keep up with these guys, this, that, and another. You're listening to and hearing, and people saying sleep when you're dead. No, fuck that shit. Go to sleep, get your rest, perform at the highest level possible. Like that's where the meaningful work and as things get done, and you're going to have a better life there.
And that's definitely sure. You know, like, you know, we're basically trying to say is like, you want to be at your optimum level. Like you got to get that sleep in. And for those of you that, you know, possibly either you're too busy, if you're an upholder like me and you just got too many things like to do in the day, and that's lack of sleep, like maybe use this as a positive influence, you know, try to maximize your day. Like Look at what you're doing already. How can you make it better, faster, more efficient so that you can have an extra, 2 to 3 hours in your day and use that to get some sleep for sure.
Now go back to that time episode we did. Was it 8? Maybe this is a chance for you to outsource tasks, maybe to get rid of things and stuff, to prioritize sleep in your life so you can perform better. So now you got to think, getting a good night's sleep, you can actually be more effective and efficient during your day. So you're like, if I only get 5 hours of sleep, that's 3 hours more of things, versus maybe if you get 8, you can accomplish those same tasks better because you're running at a high efficient level. Your brain's functioning properly. You're not, losing words and having, getting lost in your thought. Like, what was I doing? Where am I going? Why am I downstairs? Like, what am I doing in this room? Those things waste time and, eat up your day.
Definitely. All right, man. So we got some giveaways going on.
Yeah, we do. We always love our giveaway. For the giveaway, make sure you head over to the socialchameleon.show/giveaway and go ahead and enter to win the latest giveaway we have going on. All
right, cool. And books, I guess. What was that guy's name?
The guy is Matthew Walker, and his book is Why We Sleep. He's also, if you're into podcasts, maybe you're listening to this on a podcast, check out the NPR podcast with him. He talks about this. I think he's also on Kevin Rose's podcast and some others. Or pick up that book and get that book. It's a really, really good book.
Yeah.
And then we'll link to all the different things, the Oura Ring and all the different books, the WebMD articles, and all those different things from these guys.
Sweet. All right.
And this week's challenge. What is our challenge, Mr. Ransom?
All right. So for your challenge today, work on your sleep habits. Ooh. Yeah. So 3 things that you can focus on. The first thing, try to wake up at the same time every day. Yeah. Whether you're working, whether you're off, just try to get that. Let's see if find a way. And if you can't necessarily wake up the same time every day, per se, maybe try to wake up the same, time every week. If I'm trying to, what I mean?
If you work multiple jobs or something like that.
Yeah, if you wake at 8 on Monday, but then Tuesday you got to wake up at 2 in the afternoon. Like, just try to keep that throughout your week. You know what I mean? Try to wake up the same time, either on a daily basis or on a weekly basis.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 2, try to get your environment right.
Yeah.
Turn off those electric devices. Right. Avoid those green, blue lights.
Mm-hmm.
Avoid unnecessary noises, and try to do this probably about 30 minutes before you're ready to go to sleep. Like, turn the lights down low, set the mood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those kinds of things.
What I like to do, I have smart lights in my living room, and I have them set on a schedule to automatically start to tone themselves down throughout the
smart devices is definitely, you can even have them make, ambient noises and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when you're ready. And then also the time, right? Try to work on that time. Get more hours of sleep. If you can, get 7 to 9.
Yes.
For some reason that's not able to, try to get, make your day better so that you can get those 2 to 3 hours, more out of your day, and try to add some time to your sleep time for sure. Definitely.
Definitely.
And start with one of them. And then from there, tackle the next one. You don't have to take on all 3. If you're an upholder like me, go do it.
Being an obliger, we have now we have a Facebook group in the Social Chameleon where we can help each other, hold each other accountable to these things. So if you're interested in having somebody hold you accountable, join the Facebook group on the Social Chameleon Show page.
Cool.
And we can help you tackle 1, 2, and 3 and beyond.
Sweet. All right. Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Take sleep seriously. This isn't a joke. You're not cool because you only get 3, 5, 2 hours of sleep. Work on your sleep quality. That means investing in a good bed, sheets, pillows, blackout curtains. Now think about this. You spend a quarter of your life in bed. Don't skimp on that. You're not going to skimp on a couch. You're not going to skimp on a 4K TV. Don't skimp on good sheets, pillows, and blankets and beds.
Nice.
Get blackout curtains. Black out your electronics if there is any in your room, which you should probably take as many, if not all of them out. And try and get as many, that 7 to 9 block, in that block, whichever works for you. If you feel 100% on 7, that's fine. 8, whatever works for you. But work on quality, quantity, and that environment.
Yeah. Set yourself up to win. That's what the rules of the game are.
Absolutely.
Set yourself up to win.
And with that, we'd like to thank you guys for joining us on this episode. You can follow us on our journey all week long at the Social Chameleon on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and your favorite podcast app. Make sure you like, share this episode with someone that can help. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to our show. Leaving a review on iTunes or whatever podcast app you use really helps our show reach more amazing people just like you folks. For links to everything we've talked about in this episode, you can head over to the socialchameleon.show. And until next time, keep learning, growing, and transforming into the person you want to become.